Hello and welcome to your practice. My name is Keegan, the Balanced Nomad, and today I'm going to be taking you through this flexibility flow that's going to, of course, be focused on flexibility poses, mostly focusing in the lower body, but there will be a few upper body stretches as well. So we're going to get started. We're going to start seated. We're going to open up the legs, just finding a straddle position from here. If you're practicing in the morning, might not go as deep, no worries, just meeting yourself where you are today. We're gonna inhale, arms up, and fold ourselves forward, really hinging from the hips here, and walking ourselves as far as we can go. Can be up on fingertips, palms, maybe down on elbows. As we begin this class, we're trying not to force it, but throughout this class, we are emphasizing flexibility, but we don't want to push ourselves too far and end up injuring ourselves. So, really listen to your body throughout the duration of this class. And walking ourselves up with the hands. Can fold that right foot in. We're going to find a side bend over to the left. So, inhaling, arms up, and bending ourselves over to the left. You can grab onto whatever is available, also optional to keep elbow in front of the leg or grabbing on to the shin, heel, toe, really bunch of options here with the hand. And trying to keep chest pointed up forward to the sky. And inhaling up forwards. Changing the angle of the hips because right now we're quite open. We're going to turn forwards. Coming to Janu Shavasana, our head to knee pose, inhaling arms up above us and bending ourselves forward. Again, really emphasizing this hinge from the hips, grabbing onto whatever is available, whether that be the shin, bottom of the foot, big toes, just really folding over to the best of your ability. Trying to bring head to the knee, but really just meeting yourself where you are here. And walking ourselves up with the fingertips as graceful as possible. We're going to move to low lunge. And meeting in this pose, optional to just stay nice and low here or bringing arms up above the head. We can move into a side bend from here. So dropping left fingertips to the left side and reaching over. Always remembering to focus on breath. And if at any point during this class you push yourself into a pose and you feel like you can't breathe, you've gone too far. So just give yourself some grace and slightly back off if this happens. And releasing, hand down. Moving to pigeon from here, we can heel toe the foot over to the right side of the mat. Shin may or may not be parallel with the top edge of the mat. This really just has to do with anatomy. So if you're a bit far back like me, no worries. That's just where your body's meant to be. You can find a bit of a back bend here, just inhaling up. And optional, just stay up on fingertips, or you can fold all the way down, maybe coming to elbows or dropping the head to the mat. And here for a few breaths. And walking yourselves up with the fingertips. We're just gonna lean onto the left hip and swing that right leg in front, coming to Gomukhasana, our cow face legs. So trying to place the right knee directly over the left. If this just doesn't work for your hips, you can always just come to a cross leg position with the right shin in front. And we're gonna find a forward fold from here. So you can inhale, arms up overhead and folding forward. Bringing fingertips to the mat. You don't need to go super far to feel this one. It can be quite intense. Also optional to come into eagle arms, but I just prefer this variation, but choose whatever you feel like at home. And just walking yourselves up with the fingertips. And we're gonna re-extend that right leg out to the side, finding that half straddle pose we were at the beginning on the other side, and repeating this sequence. Inhaling arms up and finding your side bend. Again, just choosing, grabbing whatever is available, but keeping chest nice and open to the sky, gazes upwards. Bringing breath to that left side body, feeling a beautiful lengthening on the left side. And coming back up to center. And once again, just changing angle of the hips, facing towards the right leg, head to knee pose, inhaling arms up straight and folding ourselves forward, hinging from the hips, grabbing onto whatever is available, trying to bring head down. And something you'll notice with all of these poses is one side will always feel a little bit easier and one is going to feel a bit trickier. Nothing to judge, just something to observe and to take note of. And walking ourselves out of this one. And once again, trying to somewhat gracefully move into low lunge from this position. And optional to stay nice and low here, or if you did it on the other side, extending arms overhead and finding that side bend. So bringing right fingertips over to the right and reaching over with the left arm. And dropping those fingertips, moving to our pigeon pose. So walking foot over to the left side of the mat, knee is behind the right wrist, and just choosing whatever angle works with the legs. And you can find a little back bend here. And optional to stay nice and high here or bending forward, coming to either forearms or maybe bringing forehead to the mat. And walking ourselves up, leaning onto that right hip, coming to Gomukhasana on the other side, trying to place that left knee over the right. If this is too intense, just staying in a seated cross-leg position with the left shin in front. And inhaling arms up, either staying here or folding forward. Also optional to take eagle arms if you prefer that variation. But again, don't need to go super far into this one to feel it. And walking ourselves up here. Can just release the legs, finding a windshield wiper motion. And coming forward, we're going to move through a downward facing dog, pushing ourselves up. Can paddle out the legs here, totally fine if heels are not meeting the mat. And we're going to keep that left foot planted and extend the right leg overhead, bending the knee, opening up the hip, and drawing some big circles with the hip. Trying to keep the upper body squared. We're not lifting up too much during throughout that right side, but staying nice and grounded. And reversing direction of these circles. And straightening up through that right leg, pulling it through, moving through warrior one. Hips are square to the front of the mat and back foot is at a 45-degree angle pointing towards the top left corner of your mat. Just here for a few breaths. And we can straighten up through the legs, bending forward, coming to pyramid pose, dropping hands wherever is appropriate, maybe on the shin or to the ground. If you have blocks, can also be great as well. And folding forward to the knee. Totally fine to keep a micro bend in that front leg, and you can round out the spine slightly here. And coming back to warrior one. And we're going to open up to warrior two. So opening hips up to the side, back foot parallel to the back edge of the mat, and gaze goes over our right fingertips. Reversing our warrior, bringing left hand to the left thigh and bending ourselves back. Coming to our side angle, you can either bring elbow to the top of the knee here and reach overhead, or if it's in your practice, dropping hand down. This one's a bit more intense, so just choose what feels best. And you can drop that left hand beside the right foot, coming into our runner's lunge and twisting up, bringing right arm to the sky. Gaze goes to those right fingertips. Dropping right hand, moving back to our downward facing dog. Choosing stillness or maybe paddling out the legs again if you did it the first time. Finding the sequence on the opposite side, extending left leg up, bending the knee, opening through the hip, and finding these hip circles. Moving in the opposite direction. Straightening up through that leg. Pulling through to our warrior one. Back foot pressed on the mat. Toes are pointing towards the top right corner of the mat. Holding here for a few breaths. And transitioning into our pyramid pose. So straightening through that front leg, bending forward, hinging through hips here, bringing hands to wherever is available. Can round out through the spine, bringing knee to nose. Can keep a micro bend in that left leg if it helps you bend a bit further. And coming back up, transitioning from warrior one to warrior two. Back foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat. Hips are open to the side. Our arms extend out strong and our gaze are towards our left fingertips. Reversing our warrior, reaching ourselves back. And moving to side angle, either bringing elbow to the top of the knee or dropping hand down to the mat. You can come to fingertips or press the palm down. And dropping the right hand beside the left foot, finding our runner's lunge and moving through a twist. And moving back through to downward dog. This is our last downward dog of class, so just take a few breaths here. Maybe heels are slightly closer. You're feeling really open through the hips and the legs. And we can drop the knees. Coming to child's pose. You can take any variation of child's pose. I recommend extended child's pose, especially because this is a flexibility class. And walking hands forward, dropping head to the mat. and moving ourselves forward, just coming to either Sphinx or our Cobra pose. Just getting a little back bend before we flip over. Dropping chest down and moving on towards our back. Finding reclined butterfly pose, so bringing the feet together, creating a diamond shape with the legs. Closer feet are in towards you, the more intensely you'll feel this in the thighs, so just choose your option. And straightening out through the legs here. We're gonna move through banana pose, so bringing hips over to the left side of the mat. Legs and upper body can go over to the right side, creating this crescent shape with the body. Optional to cross the left foot over the right and place a hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Just here for a few breaths, just a really nice restorative pose to end class with. Coming back to center and just moving to banana pose on the opposite side. So bringing hips over to the right, upper body and legs move to the left side of the mat. Optional to cross that foot over and place a hold with the wrists. And coming back to center, just opening up into Shavasana, our final resting pose. We're not going to be here too long, but always nice to end, to really integrate our practice, especially when we're doing big hip openers and flexibility postures. We really need to let our body soak in all of these benefits of the poses. And slowly reawakening, you can start to take some deeper breaths. Bring movement back into the body. You can start moving fingers and toes. Reach overhead and rolling on to your right side. Finding a little fetal pose and pushing yourselves up. Coming to seated in the center of our mat. And just closing out our practice from here, I'm going to chant Om one time. Feel free to join me, bringing hands to prayer, inhaling to chant. Om. Bringing hands to our forehead and bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this flexibility flow. Remember, with everything, you're not just going to be instantly flexible after doing one practice. So if you enjoyed this class, be sure to come back to it so that you can continue your flexibility journey, because it's not just going to be something that happens overnight. It is a process. You can check out my other classes as well. I really enjoyed making this flexibility class, so let me know if you enjoyed it and let me know in the comments if there's any other class you'd like me to make. Thanks so much for practicing with me and have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you.